What's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. And today we are playing a Drizzt Do'Urden deck, which I am so stoked for because this is a character that got me to love reading. It was Harry Potter and then Drizzt Do'Urden books, the Forgotten Realms series. I absolutely love reading these books, and I'm really excited that they was included in this D&D set. So excited for it. So what are we doing with this deck? So the deck is built around Minsc, Blooded Ranger, and its hamster Boo, and Drizzt Do'Urden, which creates I've never been able to say this panther's name right. The panther, the cat. But they each enter the battlefield with 2 legendary creatures. And Bard class says that legendary creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 encounter on them. And then for paying 2, we can have all of our legendary creatures cost 2 mana colors less, red and green, which actually ends up being a lot of our deck. I also have Grumgully Generous. I was going to add more copies of this, but I wanted more new stuff in here. This also gives counters to all of our creatures except for Minsc, I believe is the only human. And then we have a sweet combo with Trelasarra Moon Dancer, which is a legendary creature, 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on it and scry 1 with Prosperous Innkeeper, which is the best 2-drop for this deck, where we get to create a treasure, and whenever any of the creatures enter the battlefield, we get to gain 1 life, which we have lots of creatures entering the battlefield. This fixes our mana to get up to Minsc's and Drizzt Do'Urden mana, and it's just a really, really powerful 2-drop for Trelasarra. We also have Klothys to make sure that we add a little bit of life gain. Nadara can venture into dungeons, and Dark Pool at least gains us some life at some point, so there's some other little bit extra synergy there, but not a whole lot. And then we have Targ, Demon-Fang, Gnoll, 2 mana, 2/2. This just is free as long as we have the Bard class going for us. And it has pack tactics. Whenever it attacks, if you attack with creatures with power total 6 or greater this combat, attacking creatures get +1/+0. So we have the ability to go really wide and to grow all of our board like crazy with all of the cards in this deck. The biggest issue of this deck, though, is the mana base and making sure that we can actually cast all of our spells. Bard class actually helps with that a lot as well, using the level 2 to just say we get everything to cost a little bit less. We don't have to fix our mana as much. As long as we have a red and a green, then we can cast multiple of those every turn just with extra things. We of course also do have Bonecrusher Giant in here. We needed some removal in this deck. I was going to bring in Lovestruck Beast as well because it did work well with Prosperous Innkeeper or whatever, but I wanted to try to keep as much of Eldraine out of this deck as possible, but Bonecrusher Giant is just necessary because we didn't have any other removal besides that. And then Showdown of the Scalds is perfect in here as well. Whenever we cast spells, we get to put +1/+1 encounters onto things. With the Bard class, we can cast tons of spells with that as well, with all the legendaries that we have. So I'm really stoked to dive into the gameplay with this one. I hope you guys are too, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's dive into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go. But before we do, a quick reminder to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button to help get me to 50,000 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's dive into the gameplay. All right, it looks like we're running into a lot of similar people here with this, which is totally fine. Targ is pretty sweet. Ranger class also really good. I didn't really talk about this one in the intro, but just creates a 2/2 green wolf creature token whenever things attack, and we can start playing creatures from the top of our library. It's one of the best ways that we can have card advantage in this deck. It takes, a lot of mana to get up to that point, but if we need it every once in a while in the late game, it's perfect. All right, I think we played against this guy before, and this is looking like a pretty sweet deck. Let's go ahead and throw out green mana here first off, pass the turn. We're probably just going to have to stomp this Minion of the Mighty. All right, yeah, they don't have the combo, thank goodness. Okay, throw this out on red. Stomp the Minion. Hopefully there's no... See, this is the issue with content creators, is that I want their combo to work, but I also want to stop them from doing their combo enough that I can actually play my deck. But they also want to get their combo off to get good videos and content. So we're playing up against other people that are in the same boat with all of that. And it definitely changes things up a lot. We're playing out Minsc, though. I know I have a Bonecrusher Giant to kill Magda, but we're playing Minsc because that's what matters. Yes. Get in for one. Don't you dare kill my hamster. Don't you dare. Yes. Go Boo. Boo, it's all on you. Go Boo. We need a song. Like, really? I mean, he's not a bard. Okay, he's a ranger. But at some point, it's really important. All right, I know that they have Infuriates. I know they have a lot of other stuff, so we're just not going to go for that this time. But you know what we could do? Hit for tons of damage next turn. We can make this into a 4/4 and hit for 7. But we're going to go for pack tactics instead. So, but we could. Let's go ahead and play out a mountain, play out. I can only do that as a sorcery. All right, we're going to go ahead and stomp the Magda now to stop them from getting up to the real expensive dragons and whatever else. They might be able to pump this with Infuriates. I think Runamuck actually only hits attacking. No, Runamuck can go as well. So has the Infuriate, that's fine. Anytime that we can have them forced to do it now instead of later when they're hitting our face, I actually prefer that. So that's okay. Yeah, get out the Pack Tactics card. Ranger class on the next turn. Swing in for 4. Down to 15 past the turn. And we do have the ability to double up its power at some point here. Ranger class could actually be pretty fun with that as well. No blocks. Yeah, up to... That's a lot of mana. Den of the Bugbear came in tapped, though. All right, I'm trying to think how this works. So if I play out Ranger class and activate the level 2 ability, attack in, and put a counter onto something, does it actually activate the tactics? I'm not sure that it does. So play out Ranger class. Create a 2/2. Is it better to do that? Or it's probably better just to play out a Bone Crusher Giant, right? So we're going to try to attack in here, see if they have removal. We still have the ability. All right, so Pack Tactics, everything gets the buff. Nice. That's a lot of damage. It's not a small amount of damage. And then we'll play out Bone Crusher Giant as well. And we'll pass the turn. And this deck actually is feeling pretty sweet right now. Biggest issue, there's lots of legendaries in here. So there's some dead cards for sure. But that also kind of forces you to not overplay your deck into board wipes, whatever. You have just good amount of stuff. There's enough creatures that get value. I think Ranger class is really good. Card draw for you. Showdown with the Scalds as well. Bonus says good game. All right, yeah. We didn't fight Drizzt Do'Urden, but we got to Minsc. We minced him to death. And that's all that matters. All right, here we are, and this looks sweet. So this is actually where Bard class becomes busted. So we get to play out Bard class on turn 2. We get to buff up the legendary spells ability here. And so legendary spells you cast cost this much less to cast, except it only reduces the amount colored you pay. So we get to play out Targ for free. And then we get to play out Trelasarra for 1 white mana, which we just happen to have exactly the mana to play out both of those on turn 3. So Bard class, this is actually a really busted card. I think it's super powerful. Minion of the Mighty. All right, everyone's playing this deck. Everyone's trying to make the thing happen, which is really cool. All right, play out Forest, pass the turn. Make sure I play this out on red next turn. Minion of the Mighty. All right, so play this out on red. Bard class. Pass turn. All right, so this is just Pack Tactics deck, I think, with some dragons in there probably as well. So I actually like that idea. All right, so activate that. This costs 0. This costs 1. Yes, pass the turn. And they enter with a +1/+1 encounter. Okay, whenever you cast a legendary, what's the other one? Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play. Yeah, so good. All right, so play this out on green. Let's go ahead and attack in first. I mean, we have a chance of just losing immediately, but we're gonna hit in for a bunch of damage, right? So why not? Down to 12. Prosperous Innkeeper, Bard class again. Do we play out the other Targ here to get the 2 +1/+1 encounters onto it? That is a really big creature. but I don't think that we do. So pass the turn. I could have doubled up his power. All right, so we can chump block if we need to. All right, so let's see what they allow us to do here. So all attack. I could have gained life to get a counter onto this as well. See how they block. And that's lethal. So. All right, sweet. Not too shabby. All right, they gave us lethal there. The Bard class, you could have also paid for it. Yeah, man, this. Oh, it's so good. So we could have paid for the final level 3, and had Targnar to just cast for free, to then play out and do stuff. I need more of the Satyr. I think I took out more copies of the 2-mana Satyr. Like, I think we actually need a lot of more 2-mana spells for this deck to work out perfectly. But I wanted to play Drizzt Do'Urden Minsc, and so that's still really important. All right, we're up against 138 again. I keep running up against the same guy, and it's okay. It's fine. This is still super fun. Dude, Bard class, the more I play this card, the more I'm just recognizing how bogglingly broken it is. Play out Mountain, pass the turn. They have the Minion of the Mighty. Let's see. I mean, I want them to get the combo off one of these times, you know, so they should go for it. Bard class. All right, we get to level up, play out Targnar for free, have that ability for forever, thenceforth and forever. All right, so level up. I think we get to play out Temple of Plenty for cheap here as well, which is nice. We will keep a Minsc. I like Minskes. Minskes are the bestest. Oh, why do you guys watch me? This is awful. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and, you know, actually we get to play out another Bard class first, so we're gonna do that. Bard class, they enter with 2 counters on them now. You know, as one does, it's no big deal. We get attack in and get everything the buff, so we're gonna do that. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful. So powerful. Down to 12, pass the turn. I mean, we might still be dead with them getting a free dragon here. They have the 6 power. I should have used the Bone Crusher Giant. I should have done that, I know. But it was too powerful. All right, free dragon. How bad is it? It is a Terra Mount Velas. Everything is double strike. Kill a Magda. They give it a buff. That hurts us lots. We probably had lethal. Actually, did they have lethal here? They did have lethal. Do they still have lethal? If they buff up the right creatures, I think so. They're not going to kill us? Huzzah! Down to 2. All right, we should be able to just kill them here then. Oh, they're thinking they should have attacked with Den of the Bugbear. They didn't have any pump spell? Wow. All right, I believe that we play out Temple of Triumph. Let's go ahead and see this. I think we just buff up the Boo. Is that lethal? Okay, so we have 8. Yeah, so 4. Actually, wait. I think doubling is more powerful than doing that. So let's go ahead and just double the power then. So attack in. Everything gets the buff. And then we get to double this power, which I think is the better way to go. Oh, they have a blocker. We have lethal, so we kill this with Stompy Boy. We had it by stomping their face there too, so whatever works. But we did it! Haha! Yes! Oh, dude. I like this deck. I like it a lot. It is the bestest of all time. All right, we're up against someone different. That's the best. All right, Bard class a little bit awkward with this one, but it's still good. I mean, anytime you get that out and level it up right away is just so much mana value for you. And we get a free spell now for the next turn, or, you know, whatever. So yeah, we'll keep that on top. Sweet. We don't have any white mana. That's probably okay. Radha helps us find that a little bit. So play this out, play Bard class, pass the turn. All right, Boros something. Goblins. It's goblins. Goblins actually might be terrifying here. Or maybe it's like venture into dungeons or something. I don't know. I want to stop speculating. This is a new format. I don't know what things are available. Are they just playing old stuff? I hope they recognize that's not as cool. But I mean, maybe they don't. All right, so we play out Tognar. You know, we're also just going to play out Radha. I decided. You know, why not? Lands off the top. Oh, excuse me. Dancing Sword. All right, so some of the new stuff there. Pretty sweet. I think we kill Core Blade Master, probably in response to them equipping, though. So let's go ahead and play out Drizzt Do'Urden off the top. Nice. Let's play out Mountain. I can also just buff up the Targnar. We'll see if we want to do that. I believe we're just going to go Ranger class. Yeah, I hit for 9. I think 9's good enough. They could have Resolute Strike. I'm debating if I want to be killing something now with Bonecrusher Giant. I probably ought to. Yeah, let's go ahead and just kill this now. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, bonus is good game. We didn't get to play Drizzt Do'Urden, but it was right off the top. If we had drawn it to hand, had a white source to play off the top of the library with Radha, then we could have. So let's try again one more time. We keep winning too fast. All right, this is the first hand where we haven't had a Class of the Bards. And honestly, maybe it's worth mulliganing to try to find. But we do have 3 lands. We have Gallia into Nadar. And we have Drizzt Do'Urden, which is the card I really want to try playing. And so we're going to try to keep this one and see how it goes. Play out a forest, pass the turn. Mountain, Barbarian class. All right, I think I played up against this guy before. So play this out on red. Do I go Gallia or Ranger class? I think it's Gallia, just to hit in for the damage. Down to 18, pass the turn. We'll play out Nadar, Ranger class. Ranger class is powerful, but I'm not sure that it's just another 2-drop for us to play. But we actually have lots of 2-drops in the deck, so I wonder if we can make that be a better card. More red mana or more green mana? Which one do I want? I need to play one of these on white. Let's go more green mana. We have more green stuff in the deck in general. Nadar. Don't counter it, please. Oh! All right, that's fine. That's really cool. Dude, those look really, really awesome. All right, so Lost Mind of Phandelver is the best one, I believe. I'm not trying to go too super fast, so let's just do this one. It's the best for what we're trying to do. And we will keep the Bard class on top. Yes. Plays out Stompy Boy. Okay, play out Bard class. Play out Ranger class. We're definitely willing to trade off here. Create a treasure token for Drizzt. Yes. All right, Drizzt Do'Urden, 4/4 with double strike that brings in a 5/2. That's okay. I've heard that's decent. And then we could also give it the buff here as well, which is, you know, nice. It's all right. Unfortunately, no hastiness, but should be fine. Drizzt Do'Urden. No attacks. Pass the turn. It's so good. Okay, Barbarian class, yeah. Getting to where they can start doing some pretty cool stuff there. Okay, which one of these do I want to buff one of those up? We can have this cost a lot less to cast, but it only covers the green source, actually. So Nadara doesn't get any cheaper. We can put a counter onto something with this. We probably put it onto the wolf. Why can't I go into the storeroom? Oh, because I went this way, right? All right, that's fine. Whatever. We're still in decent shape. It's just fine. They're not going to block Drizzt. Okay. Yeah, I guess I should have probably gone for the Ranger class instead. But we get to complete the dungeon on the next turn. And just draw a card. Yeah. Dude, Nadar just by himself is actually really powerful. If you have enough Nadars, like, you get through that pretty quickly. I'm actually kind of surprised how easy that felt. Just an attack. If you get to play two of them at any point and attack with them, you're suddenly at the point where you're getting the buff and getting all the other value too. All right, guys. This deck is ridiculous. This deck is so powerful. So yeah, we finally did get to Drizzt Do'Urden. We got to play on the last one, and it is what won the game, which is really awesome. Ranger class, Bard class. Bard class is insane. Did you guys recognize that? Like, that was so busted. Like, so I wasn't playing as many things. Like, we could have played more Gallias. We only had two Targ Nars, but like Radha, Klothys, all these things being able to cast for just one mana. Like, we need to see if there's anything else in this realm of being able to cast stuff for free or basically cheap, or like cheap or free. But yeah, anytime you get to cast Bard class and level it up on turn 2 by turn 3, you get to just play out so many things. Playing out Targnar and Minsc on the same turn, busted. And so I was baffled by this deck. Bonecrusher Giant also felt really good in it. Prosperous Innkeeper felt really good in it. Like, everything about this deck felt really solid, really good. Trelasarra was a little bit weaker. It could probably go down to a 1 of. It works well with Prosperous Innkeeper, and it could be an occasional win con, but like, I think you go up Gallias and Targnars and have 3 of each of those to work with Bard class, and this deck is built around the classes there. I think that Minsc and Drizzt Do'Urden are necessary for the deck to actually be this powerful, though, and so I think you stay in white. I think that you stay in white. I think a lot of the pieces kind of stay the same here. We never actually got to see Showdown of the Scalds, but getting counters onto things is pretty good for this deck, so it's fine. We could probably throw in Embercleave or something like that as well into the deck. It's only legendary creatures you control. We could probably look through for more stuff. Honestly, though, I mean, oh my gosh. This in Historic would be busted. Prosperous Innkeeper seemed really powerful, though. Just being able to come in, make a treasure, gains extra life, so there's just extra value altogether with this. Even if he dies, the extra mana that you get sticks around unless they have artifact removal, which is fine because you're still ramping pretty well. I actually really did like the 3 temples in this deck. We didn't have any 1-drops, and so anytime we had a temple in the early game, it was okay. We're only casting 2 and 3 drops, and with Bard class, we're casting things for really cheap, and so I never felt like we really needed that much mana in general. And so yeah, this is busted. I think Bard class is my new, like, it's probably, this changes a lot of things. It is the new, it's too much mana value. It gives too much ramp, and it's too busted. And there's a lot of cards out there right now for at least this set right now that I think it actually is too busted. So I love it. It's great. It's really, really cool. Nadar actually felt pretty decent in the deck as well. It's just good stats. If it has an extra counter that comes in with, by the way, you can play multiple Bard classes and have that stack up, or Grumgully. I'm not sure Grumgully is as good, but again, you need to cast it for 1 mana with Bard class, so I mean, you don't not play it. But Nadar being a 4/4 or 5/5 for 3 mana with Vigilance is super powerful, and it just gets extra value from the dungeons, which are really good. So everything about this deck I was really just blown away by. So I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comments below, what things you would change with it. I do think the numbers in this, I was trying to throw in as many pieces as possible into it, and I was trying to like make Trelasarra work with Prosperous Innkeeper, which, by the way, we got to see the Bard class side of it a lot of times. We didn't get to see the other side of it. I think there'll be just as many times when you're playing Prosperous Innkeeper, not Pirate, on turn 2 instead, and Trelasarra becoming a really good turn 3 play with whatever else is out there, or that kind of thing where it's a really powerful play. And having Minsc enter and having 2, having lots of creatures into the battlefield at the same time to gain even more life, and so you can get more counters onto it, and then scry like crazy, which is really powerful with Trelasarra. So again, I think this becomes a 1 or 2 of instead of a full the 3 of. I think you go up Targnars, Gallias for the Bard class ability, and man, busted. I honestly think that you can get up to Klothys really fast as well to actually activate her to be a creature that can attack it. And so honestly, I think that that is another reason to be playing Klothys as well, is to just be playing, like, play out Bard class, play out Targnar, play out Gallia, play out Klothys. It's activated. It's gone. It's going, you know, Minsc or whatever. Any of these things also get you there with Klothys. And so, whew, man, so good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much, and bye-bye.